there. I'm always excited, isn't it? Yes, because I'm always excited to share and to care and to learn. Because just as you think you're learning from me, I'm learning from you too. Some of you send us questions and share experiences with us that I learn from all the time. In fact, I think I've learned more from my clients than even school, right? School will only teach you certain things, parameters, and okay, these are the, blocks. But your clients will teach you so many things that school didn't teach you. And so I'm learning on the go, and I'm appreciative of all the people who have reached out to us and who are going to reach out to us and who will still reach out to us in future. I'm grateful to all of you. So in the last videos, we started this whole series on functioning through your trauma because we don't even know that we have trauma. So we seem to just be going, thinking everything is okay because, at least we're rising in the ranks in the office, so all has to be well. But is all well is a question. And so I took my time to look at some frustrations and some desires and some fears, which we're going to be talking about today. And I thought, why not share with people to sit down and just think, okay, do I have some of these frustrations internally that maybe I don't voice out, but I have some of these frustrations? Do I also have some of these desires, but I'm not able to touch it, or I don't know how to touch it, or I don't even believe it's available to me, because I've seen my mother and father struggle all their lives. So I also believe that you too must struggle. I changed that from I to you, right? You saw that? Because I'm very careful of the words I use. I don't use I flippantly, right? So I thought, okay, why not share also some fears that maybe I went through or I had and maybe still have that I'm still working through, so that if you have some of these fears, you first know that you're not alone. Yeah? You're not alone. You and I, we're together. And even if, yes, I might be here teaching, it doesn't mean that I'm not also working through certain things as well. I'm still dealing with certain things and working through it. So we're on this journey of transformation together, literally. And that's the truth, right? As I'm learning, you're learning. We're all learning together. I may be a class ahead, but I'm still in class, still studying. So let me share some of the fears. I hope you were able to look through and introspect with the frustrations and the desires. And if you're one of those people that sent us messages, I applaud you. And if you haven't, why haven't you yet? Taking action is part of movement and is part of transformation. Okay? So listen to these fears, and I didn't put them in line of importance. So don't think, oh, one is more important. No. I just put them, and I thought, you know what, share it with the world. So one of the fears that at some point I had was the fear of never fully healing. What if I never really healed this trauma in fact, some people don't even know that they have trauma to know that they can heal. But one of the things that I've heard a lot of people say is, I don't want to go and dig up something and then be surprised, or I don't want to go back and keep feeling the pain that I felt in the past. So the underlying fear is, what if I cannot heal it if I bring it out? And that means that I'm going to go right back to the problem or the life that I had, because now I've opened up a can of worms and I don't know now what to do with the worms. So some people won't go for help because of that, right? But I tell you, you can never relive your past. I'll say that again. You can never relive your past. You can only review it. And if you look at it as though I'm watching it on the screen, when you watch films, you cry too. So, okay, I'm watching it on the screen, I can cry. But the whole intention is to transform those tears to laughter. And that's all it is. Yeah? So I no longer have that fear because I'm open to learning as I go along. I'm open to it completely. But you might still have that fear of, I don't want to go and open a can of worms and then it will, ricochet or springboard into or become. No. I understand the fear, however, because I had it too. The second fear is fear of being judged for your past. Oh, this one is big. That's why some people don't share, because they'll judge me, especially when it's something that is quite painful or shameful, like rape. They'll judge me. They'll say it was my fault that I got raped. Especially when people, especially for women, when they'll say, why did you go there? Why were you also wearing shorts? They'll find a reason to call you names and make it your fault for someone else's inadequacies, right? And you don't want to be seen as that. So you keep it to yourself. But there's help around the corner. The third fear is the fear of failure in your personal and professional life. Who really wants to fail? Nobody. Yeah? So there's anxiety about failing in different aspects of your life. Nobody likes to fail. They didn't teach us how to fail well. That's the problem. Everything, you had to succeed in everything for you to be seen as a good child. But failure, I remember listening to the lady that made the Spanx, Sarah Blakely or something. She said her father used to ask them every day, what did you fail at today? So he taught them from when they were young how to fail. And he felt if you didn't fail, that means you didn't do anything. You didn't try. Because failure is part of the process. But all we expect is to be successful. You have got to make mistakes because it's not something you knew very well from the beginning. So you'll make mistakes. And that's what people call failure, right? And really, because they have shamed failure so much, we feel so bad when we fail or we lose in any competition or anything we're doing. So it's one of the fears that we have within, that we keep functioning and pretending all is well when all is not well. I also had the failure of success. Let me throw that in. I thought to myself, what if I become so successful and nobody's following me behind? Or I become so successful and my husband says I can't be with a successful woman or a woman that maybe is more successful than I am. I'm out. And then I'll be alone. I'll be husbandless. What if my mom also says she's not part of this? And so it would just be, and so I started to dim my own light. Nobody dimmed it for me. I dimmed my light and I started saying, okay, I won't go past here so that I don't become too successful. But is there really anything like that? The truth? No. There's nothing like over success or under success. There's nothing like that, at least for me. Right? I believe that if you achieve, you achieve. Like people say overachiever. What does that mean? If you're an achiever, you're an achiever. If you don't achieve, then you don't achieve. But there's not like underachiever, overachiever for me. I believe everything is just the way it is. The next one is the fear of being alone. Okay. Remember I said I was afraid of success because I didn't want to be alone? So I will sabotage my greatness so that I will not be alone. Now, I'm very okay being alone. I understand the importance of connection, however. I understand the importance of community, and I love community and connection, but I also now love being by myself. I love my company because I learned that if you don't like your company, why should anybody? So I had to invest in myself to like myself enough and spend enough time with myself for me to now appreciate it when I'm spending time with other people. And I can teach you that as well. You have the fear of repeating negative patterns. You know, sometimes these patterns, if you don't change them, they keep being repeated. And you keep repeating it because you don't know any better, okay? So some people worry about falling back into bad relationships or negative relationships. So let them just keep going. You know, they use work as a distraction. They use whatever they're doing as a huge distraction. Let me just keep going so that I don't have to go back to my past or go back to some kind of hardship or I will never be like my mother. I would have suffered, or I will never be like my father that suffered so much. So I just need to keep going. So you're functioning through everything and all your pain and hurt, because God forbid that you go back to where you're coming from. It's a big fear. And a lot of people are running this race. They're not running to their pleasure, but they are running from their pain. And if you are running from your pain, where are you running to? But if you are running to pleasure, then you have a destination. I'll teach you. Now you have the fear of being a burden to others. Ooh. If I ask him and he says no, I will feel so bad. Why? But we have this fear. Because just like they didn't teach us how to fail, they didn't also teach us how to accept no as an answer. They didn't teach us how to accept rejection. And we call it rejection and we think it's a bad thing. But rejection is just that. He didn't give it to me. But is this something I should then kill myself over, or beat myself over, or promise myself that I will never ask? I will work so hard so that I never ask my neighbor for something again. It will never happen. After that disgrace of yesterday, never. Next one. Fear of not being enough. Ooh. You know, everywhere we turn now, there's something, one advert, something, either on social media or traditional media, telling us that this thing will make you look finer, hotter, skinnier, sexier, taller, shorter, leaner, fatter, yellower, blacker, greener, something. And all those things border on our inability to feel like we're enough. So we're constantly on a rat race. I need to have more money so that I can afford that makeup that my friend had that made her eyes snatched. So you're under consistent pressure to perform just because you want to be able to do things that other people are doing that you don't even know will work for you or will even kill you. The next one. Fear of the unknown. You don't want to go somewhere you don't know. Remember when God spoke to Abraham and said, get up and go. Abraham didn't say, God, if you don't tell me where I'm going to, I'm not going anywhere. He trusted God. And that happened to other people in the Bible. They got up and they went. And that place ended up being a blessing for them. But it's a fear that we do have. That fear of the unknown. Right? And so rather than going to a place that we don't know, we keep going back to the thing that keeps hurting us because of the fear of the unknown. Relationships that hurt us, people that hurt us, things, products that hurt us. But because you know it, let me just stick to, yes, what I know. Fear of rejection. Nobody wants to be abandoned or rejected. They didn't teach us that. So it's a deep fear that we have. So that I will reject you before you reject me. There are people like that, you know. Before you end this relationship, I will end this relationship so it will not be you that will say, and then I will then be the one that was rejected. And the last one that is here is fear of losing control. This is the biggest. This is one of the biggest ones. You hear people say, I don't want anybody to control me. But that thing that you don't want to control you is already controlling you. And so we're running this rat race because nobody can control me. I fought with this for a very long time. That after all, I fought for my freedom. That's what I used to say. I fought for my freedom for a long time. So now that I have it, nobody can come and take it away from me. My dear, no matter who you are on earth, something has taken control of you. Because anything you believe in is controlling you. So if you have any of these fears, if you said yes to any of them, what do? We've got to do something about it. Because if we don't eliminate these fears, these are not the fear of, okay, be good, the good side of fear. Let me put it that way. Because we need fear, right? I'm not saying we do need fear. There's a healthy side of fear that we need. Otherwise, we'll walk on the street and not look left and right, and cars will just bash us. And we'll say, oh, but I was walking out of faith and not fear. That's not what I said. I'm saying these fears that we're looking at, the fear of being alone, rejection, failure, losing control, all those things. Those fears are really, really limiting us from achieving the greatness that we can achieve. Because we need people, whether we like it or not. We need relationships. Because they say your network is your net worth, right? Or vice versa, your net worth is from your network, something like that. So we need people, and God created us for connection. So you can't be isolated. People will say no to you at some time in your life, and you must be okay with it. People will reject you, which is no. You must be okay with it. You will fail at so many things because life is about trying out things, right? And that failure, or that you call it failure, I don't really use that word, but that failure is prompting you to know what to do less of and pushing you into what you need to do more of, which can lead to success, as we call it as well, right? So these fears need to really, really be checked out for you to know why you have these fears in the first place, because they didn't come from nowhere. You didn't come into this world with any fear. You came into this world knowing that you could do anything and everything. You had all the confidence in the world. You were bold. You were courageous. You could do anything. And you came into this world knowing that. But things started happening. People started saying things to us, right? People started saying, oh no, you can't go there. If you go there, you will fall. So you too, you didn't go there. Meanwhile, you don't know whether you will fall or not. But the person's fear was put upon you. Oh, you are shy. Oh, you are an introvert. Oh, you are an extrovert. Oh, you will never amount to anything. You are the black sheep of your family. You are a devil. I had a friend who his stepmother called him a devil for so long. So we carry on all those labels, believing that that's who we really are, and carry it into the world. Now, yes, we might function through certain things and function through this trauma and seemingly be okay. But I've seen people who are in their 50s who had a crash, a huge crash. And their life seemingly was good. They were professionally okay. They were rising from rank to rank. They're even MDs of banks and MDs of organizations. But they're empty. They're alone. They don't have relationships with their spouses. They don't have relationships with their children. Every other part of their life seems to sink or stink. That's the word I was going to use, actually. And there's no way on earth that one pillar out of 4 can hold the remaining 4. It's impossible. So I'm sharing this because I want you to sit down and ask yourself, okay, did I say yes to any of those frustrations right now that I'm facing? Did I say yes to any of the desires that, I really have, but I'm not able to touch? Did I say yes to any of these fears that I'm going through within myself? If you said yes to any of it, then the truth is there's something going on underneath that you want to look at. Because can you get all those desires? Yes, you can. Can you let go of all those frustrations and all those fears? Absolutely. I am a living testimony to it, and I can teach you. And so I've come out today to say, if you find yourself as a professional in any of these places, feeling any of these inadequacies or any of these insecurities or anxieties or fears, send me a message, because I can show you with guaranteed proof how I turned my life around and how the same process can work for you as well. Because success leaves clues, and I'm one of those success stories. I'll share it with you, I'll teach you, and I promise you, in a few months, you'll be singing a different song if you do what I ask you to do. However, You'll be singing a different song. So please send us a DM. Send us a message. My name is Adeola Kingsley James. Even on Instagram, look for me there. Send us a message there. Reach out to us so that we can help you on your journey to transforming your life so that you can live out all those desires that you have and live a beautiful life. I'm your sister on this journey, and I want you to join me, honestly, because I can't do it alone. But if I help you, you can help your community and your society, and then the word is spread from me to the entire world. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and I hope that this series has helped you in one way or the other. This is going to be the last part of this series, and I wish you all the best. Love and light. Hi there. My name is Adeola Kingsley James. I hope these videos that I've been creating and producing are really, really transforming you. Honestly, that would be a gift to me. Don't forget, subscribe today. Now. Click on the notification bell below so that you can get the videos as they drop. And I drop 3 videos every week. And lastly, share me with other people so that as you grow, you're not the only person in your clique or your community that is growing. You're growing with other people as well. And we can build lasting communities and better human beings. Love and light.